Hi everybody, this is a Sentiment Timing weekly video recap for Tuesday, June 16th, 2015. Hope you guys are having a great week, and let's get started. So, just to recap on Sentiment Timing, what we do, we believe that human beings and the markets are irrational, and there's always going to be an irrational element at work in the market, and that is what creates market opportunities. And the way we try to seek out these rational behaviors is through Woody's proprietary sentiment database, as well as his technical timing indicators that project when turns are coming, and then we combine them with our regular technical analysis that looks for price and where things could turn. So let's get started. Last on Friday we sent you a free sentiment timing newsletter, and it was to show you that there was a low, we were expecting weakness into the 12th and into the 15th, so Friday and Monday. And we had our sentiment that was supporting the drop, because off of this low we had a very fast 91% sentiment reading, and that was right on the turn date that we are anticipating things to move lower into Monday. And as you know, the S&P dropped 44 points in 2 days. So it was 8% bullish yesterday, and that was where, you wanted to cover your shorts. And if you went long, instead of making 44 points in 2 days on the S&P, you made 55 points in 3 days. Now, those are, pretty significant moves, especially if you're a self-trader and you trade options or futures. Getting 55 points in 2 days on SPY puts and calls, you're talking a very minimal investment of maybe $1,200. You just banked $2,500 or something like that. And I'll show you an example of my trade that I made using exactly what I'm showing you right here, based off of our turn dates and where sentiment was. And I used IWM, and that was, the small caps were the strongest index out of all of them, and didn't even drop anywhere near them, but it still made $1,000 in 2 days on it. And that's really, you have to have some you have to know how to trade a little bit, because we don't give those recommendations out, but you get to use data like this, and you have someone like Woody Dorsey that's been doing this for some of the largest institutions in the world for over 40 years. And this is why, just little trades like this are they're amazing how they work. So we had a low sentiment reading. The 2-day drop worked out good. Now we know when this is supposed to drift higher till, and that is, the information that unfortunately I can't give out to, in free videos like this, because we have members that are paying that have these dates and know exactly when to expect this top to hit. And from the chart wise, this was the 90% bullish reading that we had. We had a 4% bullish reading here that caused a big 44 point rally. And then from there, we had the 91% bullish right on the turn date, and we dropped all the way back down to these levels. And again, we're back up. It was 11 points, and we had 8% bullish. So it's been a fantastic leading indicator. And one of the problems that a lot of technicians are having right now is they're basing, any technical indicator like this is just based off of price. But when you can combine your price technical indicators with, say, a sentiment indicator, or how people are feeling about the markets, you get your returns multiply by, I don't even know, I just don't know why I even went down that sentence. They just multiply by a lot. How about that? Because that even if your original trade is off a little bit, that it's not going to be off for that long, and that's in either direction. So the trade worked out perfect. And right now, what we want to keep an eye on, the bulls are going to need to push it through the 2103 level. If they do that, then you want to watch the 2110 and the 2121. Now, the question is, will they get to these levels before the next turn? Well, that's something that, if you know when the turn is coming, you will have a pretty good idea as far as whether it's going to happen. And they're not going to make these, this easy for anybody. I mean, yes, we have an advantage that nobody else has because we can see how traders are feeling at specific times and then match them up with support and resistance, and we got a pretty good idea as far as the expectations that we should have. But the thing is that we're a range within a range, and anybody that's been trying to, do the buy and hold or short and hold, they're running on a treadmill thinking they're making progress. And instead of just taking, these big moves and covering, and this is, these are actual turn dates. This one was the black hole event, and it dropped 200 points and then 280 points, and these were all called before, at least 3 weeks before the exact dates, and that's pretty much what took place. And I mean, just this black hole event right here is 480 points, and 480 points, we're talking, is a massive. We're talking in a lot of cases, 2 years worth of gains. And then you add all these little minor turns, and from September until where we are now, it's well over 1,000 points. And this is really what we do. And the things that haven't worked out have been nothing but just break-even trades. So yes, not every one of these turn dates are going to work, but the ones that don't, we usually get the initial move, and then it gets stopped out right at entry, and it's very limited risk. And you'll know, even when it's up here, we were seeing a series of the 90% bullish readings. So, again, do you really want to be buying up here? Everyone was looking for 2150. From there we dropped, and now we're getting back in line with things. So I told you I made one trade just in the last, I entered these on Thursday, and again, we don't give these out. This is just what I did. And I bought the IWM puts. I spent $935 and made $1,000. I covered them yesterday. And that's really what you do. So again, you have to know how to use these instruments. We don't, give out specific trade recommendations, but when you have the knowledge that, with someone like Woody Dorsey telling you what to do, have sentiment backing it, and then you have turn dates, it's, makes things a lot easier than just trying to run these on your own. So I don't think I'm not sure if they're putting out any promotion today. I just do these videos, pass them into our guy that puts it all together. If there's no promotion, I guess really the question you have to ask was, trying to save on the last thing, was that $50 or $60 savings worth of 55 points that you missed on the trade. And like I said, we have a black hole event that is pending, and you want to be on that, because that can make a year's worth of trading profits in a matter of a couple months. And it's pending, and we also know when to expect when this next turn is going to hit. So with that, until next week, have a great week of trading, and I'll talk to you soon.